What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the second half of this Friday night doubleheader. We are now here at Daytona International Speedway for the Magic Manzo 100 in the Magic Manzo ARCA series. So, looking forward to this tonight. My name is Zach Wetstein. I'm here tonight with Jamie Barkus. How you doing, Jamie?
Hey, Zach, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Excited to have you on for this series. We got 8 races this season. It would have been, 10 or more, but they're going to follow the truck series and the cup series to the end, and then we'll get started up a month later after that. But won't get too far ahead of myself. We got a race here tonight at Daytona. We got 40 laps in these ARCA cars. 2.5 miles is the track length here at Daytona International Speedway. Nighttime race. 67 degrees is the track temperature, so no worry about tires tonight. So just some good old super speedway racing we're going to get here tonight, Jamie, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so too. Looking at these cars in practice, I see a lot of people putting down some fast laps in the draft. These cars look really good, some awesome paint schemes going on, so it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. We got Garrett Kinder here up first, and I imagine it's the same in these cars. I could be wrong, but at least in other cars, other series, you're going to see these drivers run up next to the wall and run the high line kind of that first lap, and then the second lap they'll move to the bottom. So we'll see with Garrett Kinder if he does that here. Looks like he is going to move up to that high line, the warm-up and first lap.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know how much of an effect it really has. I think it might be more psychological at this point than anything else. I know every car, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Like I said, whether it benefits or not, it's out of habit at this point. That's what pretty much everybody does.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about kind of the habit that you build up, and you got to follow what you do. And Garrett's really not running the high line. He's running the middle line here, so not the bottom, not the high line, but we'll see if that second lap around he chooses to run that yellow line all the way around. I imagine he will, and this is as boring as Daytona can get as qualifying. As a driver, as a broadcaster, I don't think it matters. This is probably the most boring this track can get, just because a single car around this humongous track just doesn't give you the sense of speed that, say a pack of 20 cars can.
No, you don't get the sense of speed, but I'll tell you when it comes time when you're trying to put down a good lap for that qualifying run, that second lap, that money lap, it can get pretty intense trying to hit your spots, hold that wheel as steady as you possibly can. So even though it's a long way around and you are by yourself, there's still enough going on that it keeps you occupied.
Yeah, because any subtle wheel movement in that car, even if it's just a little bit of a movement that isn't natural to that lap, it can really scrub off just that much time, much needed time that you need to try to get the pole spot. And you see Garrett on board here trying to hold as steady of a wheel as he can down next to that yellow line.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. He looked really good through that corner. I didn't see much wiggle out of that car at all. A pretty straight, good entry there at the tri-oval.
And he goes to the pole.
Yep. No surprise there. And the 36 just bumped him off.
Yeah, 36, John Geiss knocks him off. And speaking of Geiss, that just reminded me, thank you, John, that while we're under qualifying here, talk to you real quick about when we hit the off season for the trucks and the cups and these cars. It's about a month break in between, and those 3 or 4 weeks, Original Rebels Racing League is going to have basically just a super speedway league or a series sort of for 3 or 4 straight weeks. So if you're not a part of Original Rebels Racing League and you are interested, even if it's just for the super speedway racing, make sure to look them up or look us up on. You can either look us up on iRacing, Facebook, just any way you can find a way to contact us, and we'll get you in the league, get you in the Discord, and get you out on the track with these drivers you see on a nightly basis. As Josh Oswald, he is on his second lap, 20th fastest so far. And kind of just, I mean, it's the same thing for every single driver that we see. It's just going to be about holding that wheel as steady as you can. And you see he's right up. And I've seen that bump both times with Garrett and Josh. There is a tiny bump in the middle of 3 and 4.
Oh, yes. Yes, and it will upset the car if you don't get that just right. But Josh not looking too bad. I like that paint scheme. It's identical to the one he just used in the Xfinity race. Looks like he's got all of his cars with that livery on it. It looks really sharp, especially under these lights.
Eric Santee in the 81 machine crosses the start-finish line, and he will move up to 20th fastest with that lap. And while Josh Smith does his warm-up lap real quick, we'll bring up your schedule as we head to Kentucky next week for 67 laps after tonight. And then you see the rest of your schedule there, and we end at Michigan International Speedway for 50 laps. 2,000 iRating cap with 60% fuel, 1 fast repair, and 3 sets of tires for this series. And we got 2 super speedways on the schedule for this series, Talladega as well. As Josh Smith on his first lap, it looks like. And I think we saw Josh Oswald run the bottom both laps, and he qualified 17th. And we've seen these other guys run the high line the first lap, and they're kind of faster with that.
Yeah, definitely. Talking almost a 10th difference between him and the pole setter. So the highway around is still the way to go.
Josh Smith, though, he said, I'm not listening to y'all. I'm going to run that bottom. And so far, he's 22nd fastest, but usually you lay your fastest lap down on the second lap. So we'll see if Josh is able to do so.
No, if he does, it'll be good for him. That's a lot of ground to make up when you don't have the car wound up.
10 minutes of qualifying here tonight. So we got 3 minutes left for these drivers. And really, if you're not out on track right now, you probably can't get a lap, or at least both laps in at this point anyway. So we do have a couple drivers, Chud Bassett and Tanner Marr, who have chosen to not put a lap down. So, but we have 29 in here tonight. We'll see if all grid up. If they do, it's a pretty big field for Daytona, even though it's such a big track.
Yeah, it looks like Josh moved up to 13th.
Not bad.
Lap.
Not bad. Jason Matthew, the only one qualifying right now, since Josh Smith just laid down his second lap. And it looks like he'll be our last qualifier here tonight. As John Geiss still holding that top position. And he only really has one more person that can take it from him now. And it doesn't look like he is. Jason Matthew gets the 12th position there with that lap. So our field basically set now. We got, like I said, 29 drivers in here and about a minute and a half left in qualifying. As yeah, I mean,
minute and a half left to catch your breath.
when we look at the schedule, I don't, you probably don't have it, but we got Kentucky, Chicagoland, Texas, Homestead, Talladega, Charlotte, and Michigan on the schedule for this series after tonight. Which track are you looking forward to most?
Yeah, every one of those sound fun to me, but I think Kentucky coming up next. It's such a fun track to drive, and it's good racing. So yeah, definitely that. And Texas, I love Texas, so looking forward to watching both of those.
Yeah, and I mean, Texas and Kentucky, when you look at them, Kentucky has a flatter turn 3 and 4, and Texas has a flatter turn 1 and 2. So both of them have that kind of flat turn, just on opposite sides of the track. As we are ready to go racing here at Daytona. So we'll go ahead and first of all get a better view of these cars for you. And then we'll pull up your grid for tonight's race. John Geiss, 49.937, gets the pole spot for the number 36 tonight. Garrett Kinder coming off that win in the Xfinity Series. He qualifies second with Philip Manzo third. On the outside of the second row, Spencer Gay in fourth. Fifth place is Brandon Wallace with Christian Dedman on his outside. Kyle Roberts in seventh with Mickey Isaac in the 01 car qualifying eighth. P9, Jason Lottridge with Dave Jones on his outside, rounding out the top 10. P11 is Sam Wetstein with Jason Matthew in the 30 on his outside in the 12th position. 13th, Jeremy Brilt in the 05-3. 14th position on his outside is Josh Smith, and I'll let you take it from here.
All right, coming in 15th here, we got Tyler Rice with Jesse Nekula in 16th. William Griffith, 17th, and Ken Leap, 18th. 19th, we got Josh the Jet Oswald, and on his outside we'll have Rich Yeoman. Starting 21st is Aaron Ward, and 22nd is Eric Santee. And we got our commish from the other league I'm in, Gregory Sherman, starting 23rd. And on 24th spot is Joaquin Meza. Magic Mike Uribe is 25th. 26th will be Aaron Adcock. Got Gene Watkinson in 27th spot with Tanner Marr to his outside in 28th. And rounding out the field in the 29th spot is Chud Bassett.
And in good timing as we're here rolling on the track now. As we got, let's take a quick look. 27. So yeah, the two drivers who didn't qualify maybe race control tonight. So we got 27 cars here at Daytona International Speedway here in the ARCA cars. That new iRacing sedan pace car leading them all around the track.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I said it earlier, but some of these cars look really good. Actually, all these cars look really good. Some really good paint schemes going on out here.
Absolutely. I noticed that in practice. A lot of good paint schemes on these ARCA cars here tonight.
Yep. So my personal favorite is going to be that 25 car with that reverse Home Depot old Tony Stewart's great scheme. I love that car.
Rich Yeoman in that Home Depot paint scheme back here. As the field is getting ready to take the iRacing green flag to kick off the first season of the Magic Manzo ARCA series here in the Original Rebels Racing League. The green flag is out. John Geiss and Garrett Kinder lead them to the green and down to turn one.
They got off to a pretty clean start. There's a little bit of a backup there towards the back, but everybody minded their manners and got it going.
Pack of 27 cars, all trying to fight and scrap for every position they can get, because track position at Daytona can definitely be very key, especially since you can't push very much in these cars, because if you try to push, that nose will get under the car in front of you and can spin them around pretty easy.
Absolutely, and 40 laps. Yes, that's a long ways at a super speedway, but at the same time it's not either. So you can't spend too much time trying to get up to the front. You kind of got to go a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, and we see two teammates going at it right now. That's Garrett Kinder in the 76 and Christian Dedman in the 3. So teammates, at least on Sunday nights. I know that they're very close friends in real life, but right now they're maybe enemies on the track right now as they're racing side by side.
Yeah, sometimes there are no friends on the racetrack at times. So
yeah,
well, it's kind of early. You need your friends right now. This early in super speedway racing. Oh, we got one in the wall. Is that the 29? Was that Jesse Nekula that was up there?
I believe it was, yes. And that's unfortunate because One, he
Yeah.
doesn't get a caution, and that's going to leave him out of the draft and way far back from the pack. But I was going to not quote Dale Jr., but Dale Jr. said it, I think, the best. You know, he hates teammates at these kind of tracks just because you don't, you know, he didn't feel like he wanted to be locked up in an agreement that he had to help his teammates whenever there was a chance. He wanted to go at the win. If there was an opening, he wanted to go at it whether he had a teammate or not. And I think that's the right mindset for these super speedways. As we have another car in the wall.
Yeah. Oh, we got a wreck. Got a wreck. Looks like
and the
a couple
caution
cars
is out.
collected. That was a 98. That was, well,
Oh,
that was
no.
Pops there.
Oh, big wreck there. That's Jeremy Brilt. We'll go back and take a look at this. Get behind here on the far chase and see just what happened to start this wreck. As a car gets in the wall, we saw that. And oh, it came off of the wall. Yeah, that was Sam Wetstein in the 98. He got Velcro. It looked like he got Velcroed to the wall, and then all of a sudden it said, nope, I'm going to push you off now.
Yeah, it looks like it got the 896 of Greg Sherman. I couldn't quite see the other number there, the Mobile One car.
Well, as long as you can make it back to pit road, we do have one quick repair. So all those cars caught up in that, as long as, like I said, they're able to make it back to pit road, they'll be able to fix those cars up completely. And with that caution coming out, Garrett Kinder was ahead of his teammate in the lead, so he'll keep that for the next restart. And actually, they might go from racing enemies to buddies once again, because they're going to be restarting first and third.
Okay. And then, of course, I'm sure same rules as the other leagues. Rebels Racing leader's going to dictate the start, so I'm sure they're going to work together here.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. As you see, most of the cars going down pit road right now, maybe the car's caught up in that.
Right.
I wouldn't imagine anybody. I mean, if I wasn't caught up in that, I definitely want any track position I can get. So.
Absolutely. You know, one thing I did notice in practice, though, I noticed some guys with some front end damage on these ARCA cars that was still able to stay in the draft and be competitive. So, that being said, if you're not completely tore up, it's early enough that you could take a chance and see how the car is going to run in the draft before you give up the spots and come down pit road.
As we still have a couple of cars down pit road, just getting those cars serviced. Maybe trying to get it fixed without using a quick repair here.
Right, and that's kind of the point I was making. Not some of those cars, yes, definitely needed to come. Probably have to use their fast repair, but I saw a couple that looked like might get away with just doing some optionals and get back out there. Say that, keep that in your back pocket for later, because this is not going to be the last wreck we're going to see tonight for sure.
You know what, Jamie? I think I lied to myself during qualifying. As a racer, this is definitely the most boring part of Daytona.
And I'll agree with that. Whether you're watching it or driving it, pacing at Daytona is painful.
Oh, man. Minute 51 around the track, that's nothing.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're pacing at 80 miles an hour or something like that, but it's like you're crawling.
Exactly.
But that being said, it still doesn't ever feel like if you're the one in the pits trying to get damage repaired, it still don't feel like you've got long enough.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You're just the anxiety of when do I need to get out of pit road?
Yeah. What do you mean the pace car's already in turn 4?
Exactly. Well, Spencer Gay going to line up on the outside of the front row with Mickey Isaac behind him. John Geiss fell back to P5 during that 2 or 3 lap run. As, yeah, just like you said, we're going to go, and actually, I'm not sure. But, yeah, we go on the leaders. Whenever the leader wants to go, the green flag will be out as long as that pace car is down. So, Garrett Kinder can go, once you see that pace car pull off, he can go whenever he feels like he wants to. So, that's the beauty of racing, is it's a mind game of when is that leader going to go. Now, more at other tracks, just because as the leader, usually you want to get a really good jump, but not here. You don't want to get too good of a jump.
Well, you don't want the big jump, but what you want is for both you and in this case with his teammate being behind him in the third spot, he wants his teammate to clear that outside line, and that's where the jump helps. Is that gives teammates theoretically if they get up close enough, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen here. So might be a missed opportunity on that restart there, but I'm sure they'll work it out and get back together in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're back green and really spread out field right now. The top 4 separated from a smaller pack of 3 or 4, and then it goes to really the big part of the pack. So it'll start to collect here. You're seeing it right now. It'll start to get back together, but these restarts can get a bit stranded or strung out, sorry, once you go green, just because some people can be caught off guard when the leader goes. And I mean, you see the drivers that were just behind them in their own pack kind of formed an outside line and are going at them.
Absolutely. And back to the point I was talking about earlier, let's look at the 44. He's got significant damage on that front end, but he's still able to sit there and hold into the draft. Now, get him out front, he's probably not going to run very well at all, but he's keeping himself in the fight until later on, and he's sure he's still got that fast repair in his pocket. So,
yeah, because unless there's too much damage or unless you have a blown motor, you want to try to save that fast repair for when you do or when you maybe have a blown motor, because if you've already used it and you have a blown motor, you're done for the night. So probably smart by that 44, and we're seeing John Geis, who moved up and almost got taken 3 wide in the middle, but he was given kind of a break from Kyle Roberts. As, I mean, really 2 great lines going right now side by side. Oh!
Got one in the wall.
In the wall still. Keep it up there. Nope, they did not. Big wreck.
Them now. We're wrecking up at the front, too. How'd that happen?
Oh, man. Was that Kinder around?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I guess a couple things to unpackage here.
Yeah.
So
even the front's not safe in the ARCA series.
I'm on Kinder here, and what happens to this car? Oh, wow, the 11 gets into the 01, and then the 01 gets into the 76. Now let's take a look at what happened behind them. Kyle Roberts, let's go with him. I saw he was an early part of that. Here we go. So, gets into the wall on his outside, John Geis, and then he gets into the wall and comes off, and unfortunately, you're right back into the field, and man, they were climbing that wall.
And sometimes as a driver, it's easy to sit here and say, well, you're in the wall, don't wreck anybody else, keep it in the wall. But sometimes it just gets to the point where that wall has had enough of you and just throws you off of it. So, I'm sure there was no intent on his part there. I'm sure he would have loved to have just kept his car up there and let everybody get by. Unfortunately, that's just not the way it works sometimes.
And with that wreck up front, that's going to leave Josh Smith in the lead now. He's already up 13 spots from where he started in 14th.
Good run for 10 laps.
A lot of big movers in this side, this top 10. And really, it just seems like it's all about staying out of trouble. Josh Smith, like I said, 13 spots up. Kid Leap, he's in 6th. He's up 12 positions. Aaron Adcock behind him is up 19. He's in 7th. 11 for Josh Oswald spots gained, and then 13 spots gained for Eric Santee. And well, I was about to end there, but Rich Yeoman behind him up 10. So I mean, that's all just inside the top 10 in terms of big movers. You have a couple more double digits in the outside of the top 10. So it's just name of the game tonight so far has been stay out of trouble, and you'll be inside that top 10.
Yeah, very nice. That's you know, stay out of trouble in super speedways. It's that's sometimes easier said than done.
Right.
You know, all you just hoping and praying that you don't get collected. And so far, these guys haven't. So hopefully maybe they'll learn. Again, these ARCA cars, you cannot bump draft them. So hopefully that'll not happen anymore. But got a couple cars got taken out on that last one, kind of needlessly, but that's racing.
Nice little baby blue Air Force paint scheme on the 47 there. Josh Smith, nice looking paint scheme there.
Yeah, all the good paint schemes are coming to the front. That's what I'm seeing.
Got some Jordan on the Christian Deadman 3 machine.
Rich Yeoman at 25 in my Home Depot scheme. He's made up all those spots. The thing is, look how it just looks fast.
And with that time around, we should get the one to go. We do. These guys are going to get filed back up 2 by 2, I would imagine, or maybe not. I don't know. Usually you only see single file with these cars at short tracks, and yeah, they're starting to line up now. As your top 5 right now: Josh Smith, Christian Deadman, Jason Matthew, Dave Jones, and Spencer Gay. He was a little bit of a part of the wreck up front, but he was able to stay clean, and he's staying in the top 5.
Hey, sometimes that's the break you need. Might be talking about that in post-race interviews.
Yeah, I mean, racing, you need to get lucky sometimes too, and if lucky means avoiding a wreck narrowly at a super speedway, then hey, you'll take it.
That's right.
As the field's pretty separated right now. We'll see. I don't imagine they will, but sometimes if it's super separated, they'll delay the green, but it's starting to come together more. That inside line's broken up a lot, though.
Yeah, the third car is kind of
there. They go.
A little bit.
Pace car is off. The green flag is back out here at Daytona International Speedway. Lap 13 of 40 in the Magic Manzo 100 in the ARCA cars, as Josh Smith gets out to a nice little lead. As like we said, don't want to get out too far, but that's a good manageable gap right there.
No, absolutely. Got a good clean start.
And once again, we're kind of seeing a separation from the first half of the pack to the back half.
Yeah, they'll get it closed up here. Just give them time.
As Christian Deadman takes the lead away from Josh Smith, and here comes Jason Matthew on the outside with Ken Leap behind him to try to go take the lead away on that outside line.
Yeah, Ken heard me talking about his post-race interview, and he said, I see the podium in front of me. I'm going to go get it.
Josh Oswald also up into the top 5 now. Almost a little bit of contact up front. That is very dangerous for the rest of the field. They get it straightened out, though. That got a little scary very fast.
Yeah, even just watching this will get your heart pumping when you see that. And it's magnified inside that car for sure.
Oh, definitely. You even even if you just have 5 or 6 cars together in a line, it can be heart racing just to make sure you don't make a mistake. And yeah, you're right. That line's starting to form back up here, and we got a lot of 2 wide throughout the entire field. And I mean, just kind of, you know, tell the viewers a little bit just how difficult is it to get a run on that outside line when you're not able to really bump draft.
Yeah, I would not want to be out there on that outside line. I mean, these guys, they're able to keep up and keep up towards the front. I just don't see how they're going to be able to push in front of the leader without being able to bump draft. Because even when you can bump draft, it's hard enough. You know, if you've got somebody working with you on that inside line, it's definitely the faster way around. And the outside line will pull up on you. And I'll be honest with you, I've not raced Super Speedway racing since the update came out, and I've heard that the side drafting's really been magnified. But it's the outside line's just not going to be a place to be without being able to bump.
Yeah, we saw Jason Matthew. He's been side drafting a lot, and that's where he made some contact with the inside line. He was side drafting, and maybe the inside line came up just a tad bit. But that's what you got to do. If you want to beat that inside line on the outside without much bump drafting or at all, you got to side draft, slow them down.
Right, and so it's just kind of, it's really moved the danger zone, right? So instead of getting turned from somebody bumping you and back in, now you got to worry about somebody being overly aggressive with getting into your side. And then if the inside line bobbles a little bit, that's when chaos is just going to ensue.
It actually looks like Jason Matthew, if you look at the left front of that car, has some damage from making contact with the inside line. And I'm interested to see how that affects his aero in terms of being out front. You know, if you're, like you said earlier in the draft, if you have some damage, it's okay. But if you get out front, it can be bad. But he's looking like he's keeping up with pace, even with the left front damage.
Yeah, he's running pretty well. I think what the damage he's got, I don't think that's going to be a big issue for him. If it gets any worse, and looks like, who's that on the outside? Oh, yeah, okay, that is Jason. But, you know, hey, he's up front and he's running, and so far, so good.
Yeah, I love this static camera right here. Just it shows really just how fast they are going, and not only the speed they're going, but how close they're racing together.
Yeah, I wish I had hopped in and maybe turned some laps in practice to see how these cars are handling since the new update. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. Sounds like people either love it or they hate it. I need to get on here and check it out and see what it's really about.
Coming across the start-finish line, 22 laps to go here, almost to halfway. And with this series running shorter races, and I mean that's what will happen in these races if we can get, you know, more green flag laps. As they go by fast with only 40 laps at Daytona. That's really when it slows down, is when you get those caution laps and the 2-minute pace laps. But 40 laps can be nothing if you keep going green.
Absolutely. They'll be gone in the blink of an eye.
I'm just really amazed right now, Jamie, at how some more contact at how well these both lanes are doing right now. Usually at Daytona, you see at least one lane start to prevail, but that outside line, maybe on the exit, starts to prevail, but into the turn, that inside line gets it back.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing that since the update, we're seeing that at every track where the outside lane is, you know, you could do it before where you got good drive off the corner from the outside, but it seems to be magnified now, and that's probably what's keeping this outside lane in the fight now without the bump, is the fact that since the change, the outside lane is much more prevalent with the drive off, to the point that, quite honestly, if we go back to last Sunday in the All-Star race, my whole goal at the end of those last couple laps was to try to keep you as pinned down as I could so that you couldn't get any drive off. because I knew the outside would carry me. And I think that's what we're seeing here. That outside line is just so much better off the corner that the inside line can't really beat it. Now, getting back to the line, that's a different story. So, but it keeps it competitive for sure.
Garrett Kinder and Mickey Isaac, who were actually out front earlier, and this just shows how tough it can be to move forward at Daytona when it's all stacked up like this. I mean, they were leading this race, and now they're 11th and 12th, so they're just kind of stuck back there right now. And at Talladega, it can be a little bit easier to make up that ground and maybe go 3 wide, but this track, you can go 3 wide, but it's a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, Daytona is much more narrow than Talladega, and Daytona is also much more of a handling track than Talladega is. So yeah, you can get away with 3 wide. Well, yeah, you should be able to get away with 3 wide, and that's what it's going to take. Somebody's going to have to try to force somebody into the middle or something like that to create some passes. If not, this is pretty much how the rest of this race will go, barring any other cautions. But passing in this situation without bumping and all this, the other things you would use, it's going to be very difficult. Now, I did hear some chatter before the race started about the double yellow. Oh, we got another accident. Cars turned up into the wall. Yeah. Looked like somebody caught the apron and shot back up the track, collecting another car.
Gregory Sherman and Micah Uribe.
Tough night for Greg. That's the second incident he's been involved in.
And, I mean, big contact or big damage to both cars. It looks like Aaron Ward in the or Brandon Wallace, sorry. I don't know why I said Aaron Ward. Oh, because he's in the 099. Brandon Wallace in the 99 got out of shape. Whether it was from help or not, we'll find out. And that kind of set off the... We'll see here. Oh, it gets a little loose, then gets some help. And, that car just flies. But it looked like he initially got a little loose and then had to check up, and the car behind him had nowhere to go, and that's kind of started, the bottleneck there and caused the wreck.
Yeah. That stuff just happens so quickly.
And that's going to leave us with a restart, probably around or under 15 laps to go. As Christian Dedman did a really nice job at keeping that inside line going and holding the lead all those laps.
Yeah, he did. Now let's see. Looks like they're coming to pit lane, all the leaders.
It is set to 60% fuel, so I'm not sure how they are on fuel tonight. So that might be why they're probably, because tires here do matter more than Talladega, but with 18, with it being maybe 15 laps to go when they were green, I wouldn't think you'd pit for tires unless you needed fuel. We'll see if they even choose to take tires. As Christian Dedman, I thought he slid past his stall, but he did not. So let's see if he takes tires or not. Looks like he's just fueling up. Yep, that's all. Fuel and go.
Fuel. Yeah, that would be the move I would make if I was in that position. You're out front. I would do everything I could to keep that. So fuel only. I believe probably fuel window would probably be around 36 to 38 laps with these cars, I think. So yeah, they definitely at 60%. They were definitely going to have to come get fuel at some point. Be interesting to see.
We did have a couple cars stay out, though. Sorry about that.
Well, were they? Yeah, I'm not sure where everybody was at with their fuel window, if they had stopped on the last time or not. I mean, what was...
So Josh Smith, it's showing he has not pit at all, but Aaron Ward and Jason Lottridge are showing they pit 13 laps ago.
Yeah, I'm not...
Maybe Josh Smith is thinking with the caution laps combined that he can make it. I'm not too sure on the fuel situation tonight, so we'll see.
I'm not 100% sure. Maybe these cars get a little, they don't make the power of Cup cars, so maybe they can go a little further. But at 60% fuel, that seems 40 laps seems like that'd be a tall order to get 40 laps.
He's going down the pit road now.
He might have pulled one of my moves, and sometimes I just miss when they say the pit lane's open. especially if there's lap cars in front of me or something, and it'll sit there and it'll say pit closed, and I won't be paying. I'll just be paying attention to that, and next thing I know, I'm driving past the cone and pit road was open the whole time.
I mean, yeah, that hurts. He was in third, pushing, not pushing, but helping Christian Dedman keep the lead. So, yeah, maybe just kind of zoned out.
Yeah, that's tough right there. It's gonna be interesting to see though, with having 15 or fewer laps to go. It's getting kind of go time. See what Garrett and some of these other guys that were stuck back in the running 11th or so. I know Garrett's up top 10 now. See what they start doing. See if they start trying to make some moves here for the finish.
Yeah, you got to set yourself up for the finish, but you also got to make it there. So we'll
right.
see how aggressive these drivers get. This is the stage of the race where you usually see more of the wrecks, just because everybody's going for every inch they can.
Yeah. Well, DW cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, absolutely. As we have Jason Lottridge now, your race leader, staying out there. He did pit, though, a couple cautions ago, or at least a caution ago, so he should be good. Christian Dedman in second, Jason Matthew third, Ken Leap fourth, and Josh Oswald, your top five, as we're getting ready to go back racing with 15 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway, and it is up to Jason when he wants to go now. As you see the flag man waving the green flag, we're back to racing and just about even for the lead. Maybe a little bit of a better start for the inside line for our leader. But Christian Dedman, he's going to be super aggressive on that outside line.
Yeah, he's got help behind him. Looks like there was some stuff going on in the back there, but it looks like everybody got it straightened up and continuing on.
As, we are side by side for the lead right now with 15 to go. Christian Dedman really side by side with second. That outside line hasn't had enough time to form, but you can see it. About 5 cars out there starting to form up.
Yeah, and when it does, he's going to be coming. We might see a pass here before they come back to the line the next time around.
Wow, huge run from the outside line. That 55 of Ken Leap, as close to that 3 cars he can be, maybe even pushing a little bit. You can get away with maybe the slightest push, but that's about it.
Yeah, if you just stay packed up underneath there, they've got a car on the wall towards the back. It looks like everybody let him get back in though, so we're still going. You just want to pack that nose up under as close as you can under the back end of these cars, and it'll go pretty good. Of course, everybody wants to push, but packing all that air under the back end does well too.
Yeah, we've seen really that outside line this entire race. He's been able to get up to the lead, just not to the lead.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see a pass here. I thought we were going to see a big run coming, but it did stall out.
Yeah, that inside line just gets such a better run overall, it seems like. Obviously, out of the turn, the outside line is able to get a good run, but by the time they get even with the leader, they get into the next turn, and that inside line obviously gets a better run in. So, you're seeing it right there. Jason Lottridge clears and about a car length ahead of Christian Dedman into the turn. And honestly, I'm a little surprised because with the other cars, at least the Cup cars, you can block that high line, and there's enough of a bubble in between you and the car behind you that you can stop their momentum, like, just in a snap of the finger, it stops their run. I'm not sure if you can do that in this car, but if you could, I definitely, if I was the leader, I would be going up to that high lane, coming back down, doing everything I can to make sure that outside line can't even get up next to me.
Right. And I thought we might get ready to see that here, but again, that outside line, it closed up the gap. It looked like it was forming. It almost looked like the 30 was going to be able to push out in front, with the 84, but they come right back. Kind of like Weeble Wobbles.
Yeah, just nonstop action at this track. You're not one moment around this entire track are you ever not up on that wheel, because you got to be, I wouldn't say perfect, but you got to be dang near perfect in every single one of your movements to make sure that you don't get loose, you don't push the wrong way or push at all. So I mean, usually when I'm driving at a super speedway, I'm close to white knuckle just gripping that wheel.
Oh yes, absolutely. It it's fun, but it's got to be the most stressful form of racing there is.
Absolutely.
You know, you never get a break. Maybe under caution, that's the only time you get a break, and then you're probably mad about something that just happened to you on the track is the reason why you're on a caution in the first place. So it's just high stress from start to finish.
Yeah, it's a good thing that this isn't the Super Speedway series, and they get to head to Kentucky next week instead of having to race another 2.5-mile track.
Yeah, but you know when you start the season off with these type races, you know when it works out for you and you get a good finish out of it, you it's you just feel so much better going into the rest of your season because you know you just survived the one track that could really ruin it for you. So it's the one that survives and wins this race, or actually the top 5 out of this race, are going to feel so good about their season going into next week.
Yeah, and with it being an 8-race season, we got some 3 wide going here. Is Josh Smith?
Got another one.
Oh no! When he touches and they're 4 wide, yeah, they're wrecking. And oh man, that's the big one. Huge wreck. Oh, we got a car on their roof. That's unfortunately my father.
Oh no.
He
had such a good run in the Xfinity
race
earlier, pulling double duty. I mean, come on. Hey.
I was about to say, I don't think he cares about this race as much. As we're seeing, so Josh Smith went to the middle and made just the slightest contact to the left front of a driver, and I think it might have been Garrett Kinder, and I mean, it just started the big one here at Daytona. But Josh Smith, I mean, he had to have taken 4 fresh tires, and it looked like it was working because he went to the middle and was passing a lot of people by himself.
Right. And unfortunately, like I said, that was what it was to get any passing, that's what it was going to take. It was going to take somebody to get out of line and force that middle, force people out of the groove to make moves. And, we're 8 laps to go, so patience is starting to go out the window now.
Yeah, and we're under 10 laps to go already, and around 6 to 5 laps to go, and we go back to racing. So it is definitely go time this restart, and we're going to see a lot of aggressiveness.
Aggressiveness, no more giving anybody any room. All that stuff's out the window. Being friendly. Yeah, it's going to be hold whatever you've got and try to get more at this point.
Yeah, I'm looking at second place Christian Dedman because he was our leader before Lottridge stayed out. You got to think if you're in his position, you're probably not going to beat the leader on the restart. But if I'm in that car, if you can't beat the leader on the restart, the ultimate goal is to get into second and get in the inside line, because I would much rather be behind the leader on the last lap and make a move than be stuck on that outside, which it gets a good run. It's just it doesn't seem to be able to, fully work out. Right. He doesn't see that we got a free pass going around. Look, that was scary.
I didn't hear if that was called out or not.
That was
monitoring the race chat, but I didn't hear that get called out. So that was close.
That was a Dude's White, or whatever the sponsor is for Anthony Alfredo at Vegas. I don't know if you remember that situation, but where
Oh,
Bowman went to
yes,
pit because of a flat
yes,
tire, and he just zoomed on by at
yes.
180 miles per hour.
Yeah, he tried to make that last second get on pit road and no warning at all. That would have been, yeah, I remember that happening. That would have been very, very bad.
That was a
Uh,
dude wipe situation right there with Christian Deadman and the free pass driver.
Absolutely.
Oh man. Yeah, I've realized that in iRacing, your spotter really, if you have an outside spot, like I have crew chief. So if you have an outside spotter, they don't tell you if a free pass car is coming, and I don't know if the iRacing one does. But if someone doesn't call it out, then yeah, you kind of don't know that car's coming until they're there.
Right. Yeah, I know with iRacing, pretty much all you get is that there's, a lucky dog coming, but I mean, it just tells you that as soon as the lucky dog gets awarded. So, you know, they may not be passing you for quite some time after that. So, yeah, you don't get a heads up when they're actually coming to you. So, yeah, it's very important. If you are the lucky dog, you need to make that get on the push to talk and let everybody know that you're coming before you just go flying around the outside, like just assuming everybody's aware. Because who knows, who knows what was going on in the car at the time. I mean, he may not even been paying attention to what was the spotter was saying. He might have been looking at his fuel, looking at tires if he was going to pit or something like that. You don't know, so it's his best to call it out. And hopefully everybody hears you.
So we got 20 cars on the lead lap still, with we're going to be coming to 5 laps to go here. So a lot of cars still remaining on the lead lap that can benefit. Whether it's from finishing under green for these leaders, or if a big wreck happens and you're in the back and you're able to avoid it, well then, I mean, boom, you're right into the top 5. So a lot can happen in 5 laps.
Well, and are they using green, white, checkered?
Good question. We'll see, I guess.
So may not just be 5 laps.
Yeah, I have a history of having green white checkers on my broadcast, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here as we're getting ready to go. That pace car's off. Jason Lottridge, the control car, for what could be the final restart. The green flag is out. Not a good jump at all for the outside line. So those 3 cars in the inside line, that's Jason Lottridge, Jason Matthew, and Josh Oswald, all going to benefit from that restart.
Wow, I was really surprised by that right there.
And there goes Jason Matthew to the outside right away. So he's going to try to take advantage of him being by himself. And side drafting as Josh Oswald goes to the outside. And all of a sudden, everybody's leaving Jason Lottridge, but Christian Deadman's going to go to the bottom. But that might just be a good enough run for the 30. Jason Matthew to the lead.
Wow, nice. That was a nice move there by the Jet. He made a right turn and committed to it.
Man, Jason Matthews stayed out there to stay with Josh Oswald, but I don't fully agree with that move. If you're in the lead, you clear, you go to that inside line. But hey, if he wants to stay with the driver that helped him, you can do whatever you want. You're in the car.
That's right. Not sure if they're teammates or what, but
I don't actually see them in the same chat, so he just felt like sticking with the guy that helped him. But
just being loyal, yeah.
We'll see if it works out, though. They're getting another great run on that inside line. He's clear once again, but maybe just with 4 laps to go, if you don't feel like you're clear, then maybe you won't. But if it's 1 lap to go and you have even a feeling that you're clear, you got to take it instantly.
Yeah, because at this point it's too late at Daytona. If you don't have the spot by now, you're not getting it because that start finish line is too close to the exit. Ooh, got 3 wide.
Yeah, Ken Leak went 3 wide with Josh Oswald. Yeah. We're 4 wide wrecking. And wow, even a bigger wreck now. Who can make it through this? Wow, huge wreck here.
That has a lot of torn up race cars.
And it all started up front. We might have gone 4 wide right before that wreck.
Oh.
Let's take a look at what happened here. Oh, yeah. As a couple of cars get together there, Jason Lottridge, and I couldn't tell who it was. It might have been, no, I don't think it was Oswald, but doesn't matter. Huge wreck and collects almost everybody. But, I mean, I just mentioned it. You know, if you're in the back and the leader's wreck, you can stay out of it. I mean, Mickey Isaac was just further back in the pack. Joaquin Meza, Rich Yeoman. I mean, these guys were further back in the pack, and now they're in the top 3.
Right. Who was that kind of squirted through there? I know.
Tyler Rice made it
I
through
know
it.
Mickey.
Oswald.
No, Mickey did. Mickey was down on the apron, but somebody shot through that.
Philip
It just
Manzo
kept
made
right
it through
on
it.
going.
I think Philip made it through it. He's still out there. Spencer Gay, he looks like he has damage. Not a lot. There's probably more cars with damage than there are not damaged.
At this point, yes, yes. And I don't know how many more fast repairs there are to go around, because this is probably third incident for a lot of these guys that got caught up in that.
Jason Matthews had one. Looks like the 47 of Josh Smith does as well. Unless he was just pitting for tires or something, I don't know. So a lot of reset cars after that. And, well, what do you know, Jamie? Green, white, checker.
Green and white checkered.
Oh, man. It just has to happen when I'm here. It has to. There's just no way I can go a full race without a green, white checker.
Yeah. That's, these super speedway racing, man. I just think the scheduled distance just isn't never long enough. So
right. So Mickey Isaac,
so much fun at it.
Mickey Isaac actually went down pit road. Because depending on how tight fuel was, you know, green, white, checkered, whenever you pit, could shake things up. So, fuel-wise.
That is true.
Philip Manzo, a lot of damage to that car, but he's staying out there in the lead. A lot of left front damage.
Start very complicated.
Philip Manzo, Kyle Roberts, William Griffith, Garrett Kinder back up there in the top 5. Jason Matthew as well. Or no, Mickey Isaac, sorry. So Mickey did pit, but he came out still 5th. So he's doing all right, even pitting. Yeah, we haven't seen Garrett Kinder up here since that wreck early on. And, well, what do you know? We're coming to a green, white, checkered, and he's back up here with a chance to win.
Sitting 10th.
Oh, he's showing me 4th on mine.
Oh. Man, I'm showing him 10th. But as we just saw,
doesn't matter where you are.
10th place may not be a bad spot to be if these leaders get together. You know, got these cars up front. You know, I'm looking at really the top 4 here.
Yeah.
Significant front end damage. I would suspect these cars are not going to take off very well on the restart, and the guys behind them are, and that's gonna be a bad situation probably on this restart.
I noticed it right before you said it, how every single one of these front 4 cars had a lot of damage. I mean, all 4 of them with a part of their hood up, some with the back ends messed up. So you got cars behind them completely healthy, and they're going to be trying to take it 3 wide any way they can if they're slower on horsepower.
Right. And, you know, I don't hold it against them. I mean, look, you trying to get everything you can get out of your race. So nothing, your car's running. Ain't nothing that says you have to pit. So I just hope everybody's careful, pays attention to what's going on, and you know, maybe understands that some of the cars in front of them are a little beat up. Keep your head on a swivel and get through it.
Well, with the green, white, checkered, if you don't have any fast repairs left and your car's still rolling, you might as well try. Philip Manzo, though, I don't know if that motor's going or if he's just respectfully saying, okay, I should probably pull off. but he goes back, so that leaves the top 3 now, or well, the top 4, I guess, since Garrett is still going to stay up on the high line. Obviously, the bottom line only gains a spot, so that top 2, the front row now with a decent amount of damage to both cars, and then Garrett Kinder in 4th place as well. And hey, Rich Yeoman in the 25, your Home Depot paint scheme, sit there in 5th. How good of a restart will these drivers get in these beaten up race cars on this green-white checkered attempt?
I'll tell you, I'd be going as soon as possible and get as much of it out of. Oh, we got a car spinning in the back.
No. He is down pit road, so we'll see. As we are already 3 wide, it looks like up front, or at least near the front. Yeah, for the lead, Josh Oswald to the outside, and it just shows he has a healthy race car, and he just went right by him. And oh, reckon Garrett Kinder, and we are going to have another one if we have more.
Do it again.
And that will probably be the end of Garrett Kinder's night, because I think he's already used up his quick repairs. As you see there. Oh, he gets contact from the 25, and that shoots him up into the 30. And oh, we got a flipper. And a lot of smoke. That's another thing with this new update. And the smoke, especially at super speedways, when that track fills up with smoke, you're just guessing at that point.
Oh, absolutely. You can no longer see through that smoke. And it doesn't have to be a lot.
No.
It is. I mean, it's cool. It's cool, but it definitely adds an element that we didn't really deal with before. Because even when you had a big wreck before, you could still see through it. You could see where everybody was at, but it's just a wall at this point.
Well, this is our second and final green-white checkered, so whatever happens here happens.
All right.
Josh Oswald, a clutch move to go to the high line 3 wide, took the lead away from the lower horsepower cars, and that sets him up for what could be success, but a lot can happen even in a quarter of a lap here.
That's right. But I think old Josh gonna hit the jet. As soon as that pace car pulls off, and he's gonna get gone, and then it's not gonna matter.
But like we mentioned, you got to be careful. Too good of a jump, and everybody behind you can get a really good run on you and pass you on the outside.
Well, I think it's going to really depend with him how many healthy cars are really back there behind him. I know it's at the 40s. What car? I can't tell what car there is in second place.
That is the 12 of
12?
William Griffith.
Got some chatter on the radio with damaged cars and people wanting them to take it in.
I imagine it's Mickey. Well, not Mickey Isaac. He won't be sitting behind the damaged car. Maybe Joaquin Meza going, hey, I don't want to restart behind a damaged car.
Right. Yeah, so, the 12 car, he's a little banged up. So, I don't know. It's tough. But, hey, if I'm in this race right now, I don't want to be anywhere else than where Josh is at. That's the only place that I have any kind of control over the outcome of this race. If I get beat, I get beat. But at least I'm in charge of it.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun restart here and the final restart of the race. So I'm looking forward to this restart and seeing hopefully the race to the checkered flag. But it's Daytona, and sometimes you don't see the checkered flag before you see or you'll see the yellow flag before you see the checkered.
Right. And those are never fun. You don't want to win under yellow. I mean, it just kind of takes away from it a little bit. A win's a win, but you want to see that checker flag waving in the air as you're at full speed.
Here we go. We're going to get lined up. One more long pace lap around this track, and we're going to decide a winner here in 2 laps for the Magic Manzo 100, the first race of the new Magic Manzo ARCA series, in the second half of a Friday night doubleheader, Xfinities and then ARCA cars.
This has definitely been an entertaining second half of that doubleheader. These guys have it's been a good race. Yeah, cautions, but that comes with racing at Daytona. But overall, I think they've done a pretty good job, and they've put on a good show.
Yeah, we got a great run there in the middle of the race. The first part of the race was kind of caution filled, and obviously the back half of it was just people being aggressive getting to the finish. But that middle half of the race, where everybody was being a little bit more patient, we got a nice run. So I mean, you can't blame them though. Coming to the end of the race, the last 10 laps, you got to be aggressive, and it just doesn't pan out sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's just you can pretty much write that script for every super speedway race there is.
Yeah, really. I mean, it just even with the professional NASCAR drivers, you're still at 190 miles per hour fighting for every inch. It goes wrong.
Yeah, and when you look at Daytona 500, even between teammates, it went wrong.
Right.
So,
Well, here we go. The pace car is going to pull off for the last time. Josh Oswald, your leader, William Griffith on the outside. Green flag is out. Everybody's been waiting until that iRacing green, and Josh Oswald does this time around, and he gets out to be clear for the lead. But here goes Mickey Isaac. He's going to go for the lead, and Josh Oswald going to block in every way he can.
I'll tell you, the one sitting in the catbird seat is my Home Depot scheme right there.
And he goes to the outside. There he goes, and he's going to have the help of Joaquin Meza. Or actually, it looks like, Joaquin Meza, Josh Smith to the inside of the 47. We are side by side for the lead, coming to the white flag. Can we get there first? We're going to see the most side drafting we've seen all night, most likely in this last lap, is that 25 car on the outside line. Now we're 3 wide. There goes Christian Deadman.
Making a move on the outside.
Rich Yeoman trying to choose which lane to go with. He really doesn't have any good line to go with right now, as there's just 1 car each, and that inside line's really kind of taking advantage of that. And here goes Mickey Isaac to the outside. Did he make the move too early? And they're wrecking behind him. Will that bring out a caution? The white flag is still out, and it is going to be a dead sprint to the end. Mickey Isaac, Josh Smith, Josh Oswald, and Ken Leap, 3 wide into turn 3. Almost a contact between the 47 and the 17. Oh man, tight racing out of turn 4. A little bit of contact out of turn 4. 3 wide for the lead. Mickey Isaac to the middle. Will it pan out? Spinning for the lead. No. Josh Oswald.
Wow.
Josh Oswald wins the first race of the season at Daytona.
What a finish. Wow.
Let's take a closer, slower look at that just to see what happened. I mean, that was a great finish, though.
Everything they had. I mean, that's wow.
Yeah, Mickey Isaac got pinched from the low line and the high line, and he just nowhere to go for him. We were almost 4 wide, and Josh Oswald comes across the line first as he just misses that wreck.
Wow. Hey, like we talked about earlier, you got to have luck.
Absolutely. What a race to the finish. Absolutely great race to start off the new season for the ARCA cars.
I can't wait to talk to Josh. I hope he's excited, because that was a good finish. Really good drive for those last few laps.
That had to be Garrett Kinder. It was. Oh, man. Donuts in the grass at Daytona. Who doesn't love doing that?
Uh, gonna burn it down right here.
And there it goes.
Yeah. Get out, push it back. Oh, he's still going.
Oh yeah, he's still good. Eric Kinder couldn't ruin that motor enough, I guess. Oh man, what a finish. Looking forward to talking to these drivers. Your top three, by the way: Josh Oswald, Mickey Isaac, Ken Leap, as Josh Smith just missed out of finishing in the top three. So they wrecked, but they all finished, I believe, where they were, not where they were racing, but they all were racing in the top four, and they all finished there. As they did wreck, but they wrecked across the start-finish line.
Yeah, that's again, at Talladega, they probably don't finish there.
Right.
But yeah, Daytona with that start finish line where it's at, it gives you a break when those things happen. You still get your finishing position you probably deserved. So good for them. Be fun to talk to them here in just a minute.
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and get Josh Oswald in here. Hey, Josh, it's Zach and Jamie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you both. How you doing?
Man, I mean, I don't think we could have asked for a better finish. I know there was some wrecking at the end there, but I mean, a 3-wide finish to end the first race of the season. I mean, it couldn't have gone much better. Take us through your thought process that last lap, if you could have had one.
Make that car 3 lanes wide as best I could. Try and stall any runs. Side draft as much as I could. Besides the street stocks, this is my first big car win with Rebels. My first restrictor plate win. So I'm pumped. It's awesome.
All right, hey Josh, it's Jamie. So, what was your game plan for this race? Were you just going to ride around and let the accidents happen, or what were your thoughts?
I mean, I'm usually pretty good at getting myself to the end of these restrictor plate deals. I mean, I normally just kind of hang out. I kind of watch 3-4 rows ahead of me, kind of try and get a gauge of what's going on. And I was a little worried. We got that wreck up front late in the race. I didn't think I was going to have an opportunity to get back up front, and had that great restart going around the outside. I got to thank Kinder and Kyle Roberts for giving me plenty of room because their cars were down on power. And they gave me the high side, and I was able to slingshot around front. Everything worked out.
It was a great run, man. That was a spectacular finish you guys put on. It was fun to watch.
Oh, it was intense. It was white knuckle. I was hoping we'd all make it to the end to be a drag race. I knew we were all side drafted, not giving an inch. I'm sure it was exciting to watch. I'm looking forward to going back and watching it myself.
Oh yeah, you won't be disappointed. So, do you have any sponsors you want to thank?
I would personally like to thank the one and only sponsor in the back of my car, kinderonly.com.
Oh, nice, man. Nice.
Great race tonight, Josh. Good win.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Good job.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right.
Just going to put him in the waiting room. He can go find his way to his channel because I'm not sure where I got him from, to be honest with you. We got Mickey Isaac in here now. Mickey, you got a copy?
Yeah, radio check that.
Ah, man. So and my short-term memory is horrible, but I'm pretty sure you were the car in the middle, and unfortunately got squeezed from the high line and the bottom line. I know that's not the ending you would have wanted, but it was a great drag race to the finish. I guess I kind of want to get your mindset as well because you weren't leading into that final lap. What was your thought process going into that last lap?
I was just trying to slingshot Josh. That was my plan. And then come around turn 3, I saw the opening down low. I took it. The 47 was there. If we wouldn't have wrecked, I'm pretty sure I would have had that. I was inching away.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Mickey. This is Jamie. So it looks like you started 8th to the beginning of this race. You're up front. There was, several cautions that did occur up front with the leaders. What do you attribute your ability to get through all that mess and get yourself to that second place finish?
I got in a couple of those wrecks. I didn't know how much damage I had. RPMs was still good, so I saved a quick repair to the last wreck I was in, I think lap 32 or 33 used it. So I had a fresh car coming back for the last of the race, So I know there weren't many of us left, and it was going to be us for the finish.
Yeah, you ran really well, man, and it was definitely smart. We had talked about it earlier in the race that it looked like guys were able to keep in the draft even with some damage. So keeping that fast repair in your back pocket definitely paid off for you. So do you have any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, Lewis Lawn Care, he helps me out with this stuff, and all you guys.
All right,
man,
well,
sounds good. Hell of a run.
yeah, nice run tonight, Mickey.
All right, guys, y'all have a good night.
You too. All right, and we'll finally move on to Ken Leap. Ken, you got a copy? Hey, Ken, it's Zach and Jamie. You got a copy?
Yes.
There he
Go
is.
ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Ken? So, man, we talked all night about how, you can't really push in these cars. What was your mindset coming into this race, knowing you couldn't really push in terms of, it's a skinnier track than Talladega, so it was harder, maybe to get runs. How was that outside line? I don't know if you were up there because, a lot happened, but if you were, how was that outside line in terms of getting runs on the inside line when you can't push?
Yeah, it's tough. Like you said, I mean, you can get right behind somebody. It's very difficult, obviously, to stay right behind somebody to get. I thought I pushed the 3 out there a couple of times where he could have dove down. And earlier, I thought I pushed the 30 up there far enough that he could jump down, but they didn't do it. I mean, that's their choice. It's fine. I love these races because they're fun and they're intense, and you just try to get what you can and hope for the best. I don't want to wreck anybody, obviously, and I know other people don't either, but you just try to get what you can and have good luck.
Hey, Ken, this is Jamie. So I see you qualified 18th. Can you take me through your qualifying, your approach to qualifying with these ARCA cars? I'm really haven't ran a whole lot with them. Definitely haven't run them on super speedways. But does the high line help on the first lap or not?
Evidently not, because that's what I tried. I mean, I ran ARCA back earlier when I was in a different league and stuff, and that was the way to do it then. I don't know what happened. I mean, I know I wasn't way off, but yeah, I was off more than I thought I would. I usually run high the first lap and low the second lap, and it just didn't work out.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, man. I mean, it was like a tenth of a second separated you from the pole, so you weren't off by much. So yeah, but great run tonight, man, and you did a really good job keeping yourself clean and keeping up there and getting a good finish. So great start to your season. You have any sponsors you want to thank?
Now, I'd like to thank Matt and Magic Mike and all the guys that put this on. I think they're doing a great job, and I really appreciate it. You all too. I appreciate you all doing this too.
All right, well,
sounds good, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations again.
Congrats tonight, Ken.
Thanks. Night, guys.
All right.
All right, well, we're going to go through the race results, and while I do, Jamie, last thoughts on the race we just watched.
It was fun. I really didn't know what to expect coming into this tonight, kind of a last minute deal. Glad I did it. It was a lot of fun, and these guys put on a really good show. So I hope folks enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a ton of fun broadcasting this tonight, broadcasting Xfinity and ARCA. Xfinity won't have any races for the next 2 weeks, so on Friday nights for at least the next 2 weeks, you'll just be seeing the ARCA series, which, I mean, if it's anything like tonight, the rest of the season, it'll be a lot of fun to broadcast, so I'm looking forward to it. One last shout-out to Josh Oswald, our winner tonight. Magic Mike and Hitman Manzo, the guys who run this series, and they've put a good roster and a good series together so far. So looking forward to week 2 at Kentucky. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. If you tuned in for both races, I really appreciate it. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for the Saturday night Send It Cup series. But as for tonight, it's been Zach and Jamie in the booth. Have a good night.